Yes, can be maybe the most authentic CEO on Wall Street. Yes, we will talk about that and much more here in this video.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
Welcome to a brand new video. While the last day of Opendoor was not quite successful, we started the week with about like -7% with no big news, just like the regular volatility in this company. And I saw this company and this kind of company's volatility for so many stocks. I was early on Tesla, Nvidia, Palantir, and always I had like a 50% move down, up, and then, you know, they went 10x. And my subscribers were even houses and apartments. And speaking about 10x, check out xnDayTrading.com because we are launching our brand new software where we trade for you. But now we go into the third generation. The back-tested results are absolutely insane. From $15,000 to $220,000 in about 6 months, which is absolutely crazy, never done before. This software is very unique because there's a huge day trading team behind the software. So it's not like algorithm trading, it's real traders that trade for you, select the trades, watch the trades, sell the trades, all done for you. If this is interesting, then make sure to schedule a call, and I see you obviously on the other side for a 15-minute call with me personally, and we see if we can help you as well. Now, let's dive into the clip of Cass where he describes what kind of CEO he is.
For you, it seems like you're entirely authentic to yourself. I listened to a couple of your interviews in the past. There's a really good one with Anthony Pompliano. And you were talking about how you sold a company, I think it was to Facebook, and you joined and you're cursing around, you know, you're dropping F-bombs left and right, and you're hit with the reality that you can't talk like that in there. And it was a hindrance to you and your personality. So how do you carry that in this role?
It's generally hard. And like, I talk to company transparently about this. I am not close to being well-rounded. I'm not a good approximation of an average human being. I'm just not. This is a very real thing. I'm edgy in basically every reasonable way one can be edgy. So I have two choices, right? Choice one is I can go become well-rounded and become a pale pink imitation of myself. Or two, I can be not become well-rounded, become edgier, and surround myself by people who are edgy in the opposite way. I've chosen the second path because I don't want to pretend something I'm not. I don't ask anyone to pretend something they're not. But I think the best way to explain this is this. If you go to an Italian restaurant and complain that the sushi is bad, that's your fault. That's just your fault. But if you go to a place labeled restaurant, where the menu includes literally everything on there that you can order, and you order something that's bad, that's their fault, right? My job is to actually describe the type of place this is, and lots of people will not want to work here. In fact, less than 1 in 100 people will ever want to work here. That's fine. Like, we have a very high bar. Like, our career page tries to do a very good job repelling you and convincing you not to apply to come here. But once you're here, we want you to be committed to the mission. So my job is to accurately describe what it feels like to work here. And I think people say I'm honest about it.
Well, before we started and the cameras were on, we were talking about how important attention to detail is and staying true to your quality bar. And so with that, and this, you know, aggressive personality, how much of that and that personality and maintaining a quality bar do you think is synonymous with success?
I don't know, honestly. I can tell you this, like, I try very hard to criticize things, not the people who create those things. I think it's kind of useless to hold your past self guilty. So if you see me in a product review, I frequently say, this fucking sucks. I very rarely say, you fucking suck. Like, the work is the work of Opendoor. So Opendoor has failed when it produces something that is not good. The individual people who worked on it may be excellent, right? So we just have to keep working at that. And that's like a real thing. I don't have another way of doing this. For what it's worth, I think there have been successful people who don't pay that much attention to details, who are relatively macro-driven. They place good macro bets on what the economy is going to do and don't pay that much attention to details. And that can be a very successful, or at least profitable career. I'm not that guy. Like, I'm just not. I care a lot about the pixels. I care a lot about the API. I care a lot about the database. I care a lot about the words we say. I call our customer service lines. I talk to our salespeople. I care that this thing that we put out there is a reasonable representation of ourselves. And every day we should wake up and be deeply ashamed of it and want to make it better. So I don't know. I don't know. The answer to your question is I don't know how much of that is important for the average person's success. I can tell you that I don't know how else to do it. Like, if I honestly, it's a very real thing. I grew up as an immigrant, and I had a very hard time with cultural norms that were commonly understood if you grew up in North America. So there was a club I wanted to join, and I applied to join it when I was 18. I got rejected. I applied to join it when I was 22. I got rejected. I applied to join it when I was my 25. I got rejected. I finally got accepted as a member of this club when my wife became the president of the club. Like, I'm just like not, like, I'm just not good at the type of things that the average CEO would be good at. I'm terrible at glad handing. I can't work a room. But I can look at, like, I can look at dev docs and look at an API shape and look at the pennies that get spent adding product features and make them better.
So you can see here, even in his Facebook times, in his Shopify times, he was always authentic. I think this is so important for the culture of the company, because if you're working, 7 days a week, you are giving your heart and soul for the company, specific in this turnaround time with a new CEO, you want to be like kind of proving yourself. You need motivation, you need drive. And this is what Kaz bringing to the table. And that's why I believe that he is one of the most authentic company CEOs out there. He's the perfect guy for the job. He was very successful at Facebook. He was very successful in Shopify. And now he brings all of his experience as COO to a CEO position. And he was obsessed by the company already before he joined, right? So this is, all of this stack up. And I feel like I should just put more into Opendoor every day, okay? So also, I think he said it many times before, but he really cares about the right product, right? He cares about the right product because the right product is always the key to success. Focus on the product, and the product can be the marketing. The product can be the viral aspect of your company. It can pay much more when people talk about your great product rather than your book marketing for your product, right? Obviously, this is something that you need to always understand, and I think this is the right direction for this company. I think it's the biggest turnaround story on Wall Street. So with that said, check out xndaydaytrading.com, and I see you obviously tomorrow for a brand new video, because the grass is greener always on the other side.